Hello. I'm not exactly looking at my camera. My camera's right here, and I'm kind of looking at my screen. I just wanted to prep something for, pardon me, for Pride Month. I know a lot of people at this point, they're questioning their sexuality. Maybe they're trying to identify as something and feeling like they need to have a specific place to belong during a specific month of the year. And I just want to let you guys know, if you're in that stage of your life, that is okay. You are not any less valid for coming out this year as any other year. Just a big heads up, first of all. If you're deciding who you are, what you want, it's okay. It's all a part of the big stages of life. And I will tell you right now, if I'm the only one, then shit, I'm the only one. I'm proud of you. And keep doing what you're doing. And when you are fully confident in your decisions, that's the time to say, yes, this is me. Which is exactly why I'm doing this video. So, I am going to publish this on June 1st, which will be the start of Pride Month, and hopefully will help a lot of people out. Now, I myself identify as a trans man. So, obviously, I'm not physically male yet. Yet. That's the big thing. Yet. We're getting there. It takes time, especially when one is so broke as I. So, I want to clear the air on a few things. So, yes, I am transgender. I am female to male transgender. I physically am still female, but I identify as male. This does not mean you can insult me in any way, shape, or form. Okay? I say it in my streams all the time. I'm saying it here. Don't do it. Especially not on Pride Month. Come on, don't be one of those guys. Just do you see the button that says block? Just block it. Just do the right thing, people. I beg. Regardless, I'm just trying to maintain my thoughts and they go in a clear and concise manner, okay? I'm a little nervous. Sorry, I apologize. I don't mean to be nervous, but I am. That'll wear off in a couple of minutes when my anxiety medication kicks in. Okay, so so I am I'm a young man that is currently dealing with bipolar disorder and depression, which, believe it or not, you can actually scrunch together and you get bipolar depression. Yippee. Yippee, yeah. You know what, I'm going to do the phrase because a lot of people on my stream have said it, and when I said it back to them, it made them feel better, so I'm going to say the phrase. Yippee-yi-ki-yay, motherfucker. Okay? We got that out of the way. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Suck it if you don't like it. Sorry, had to. On top of that, I have anxiety that I deal with on a daily basis. There are some times that I find it so hard to just touch that start streaming button. Do you know how difficult it was for me to click start recording? It took me about 20 minutes to do it. I was like, maybe I have something else to talk to Mom about, because I kept trying to avoid clicking the button. That's anxiety on a daily basis. It's not even just with streaming or recording YouTube videos or anything like that. It could just be with posting a picture, a simple hello tweet, sending a text to a loved one, getting out of bed in the morning, things like that. So I take medications for my mood swings, my depression, my pain, and my anxiety. Woo! Getting that all out of the way, real quick, like. Yes, I take medication for pain. This is not, I'll give you a good example. I have a YouTube video up where I was talking about the handheld Kingdom Hearts games, and it was a request from my old Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. At the time, my name was Official PETA on Twitter or something like that, and I had just basically dropped out of college. I flunked out of my first semester, and I was not going back. So, the people that I met that had added me on Facebook, they wanted to know what I liked to see if maybe we could go from there in a positive light. And I said, well, I really like Kingdom Hearts, and they wanted to know more about it, which is how that video came to be. But it was done on a very old computer, and if you happen to look, like, pause the video for a second, okay? I've got these glasses, so this is how you can tell, okay? I want you to just pause that video for a second and look me in the eyes and tell me that I am not at that point, on high narcotics. You will be wrong. I was. Because that's what the doctor originally thought would be a good idea. Now, when I had been talking to my doctor for weeks on end, I thought, well, I had the high narcotics before, that's what I need. No. I needed proper medication. Yes. But not something that was going to make me not myself. And that's what the narcotics were doing. So now I'm on a way better path. And May 4th was the first subathon I had, but it was also a celebration of that because it was literally a year since I started the new medication for my pain, which I'm more myself than I think I have ever been before. And it kind of gave me the courage now. Okay, well, I clicked the button. I've been talking about this stuff. I've been brutally and openly honest and congratulating people who may be coming out this month. And I haven't really said anything about myself aside from, yay, I'm not on high narcotics anymore. So the whole point of this video, and I apologize for getting into a bit of a rant, was to kind of confirm things. And I also owe an apology to some people, so just let me get into it, okay? So, first and foremost, my grandmother passed away before she knew the full scenario. I love her to death, but she passed away in 2014. So she thought it was a phase that I was going through with being transgender, and that's okay. I hold no grudge, no nothing, because, she didn't know. She was right about the gay, though. I'll explain. But I just want you guys to know that. She was right about me being gay. My cousin was the first person that came out as being trans too. She knew something was different. She's like, I knew you weren't exactly. How do I put it? Like, I don't want to say I knew you weren't exactly straight because you kind of are, but And I was like, yeah, I get it. And she passed away in 2015, and the third person that it came out to was my grandfather. And he passed away. He knew everything. He passed away in March of 2020. So that's clearing the air on a couple of misconceptions, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're just making this up. No. My grandmother died of heart problems, and because they performed CPR and brought her back to life when she coded in the ambulance, and she was on a DNR list. So they directly disobeyed that and made the last little bit of her life uncomfortable as hell, and I'm still mad about that, but it's whatever. My cousin overdosed on heroin. So no, I am not making that up. That's a true story, and that really happened. She was 21 years old, and I would never wish that on anybody's anything. Not even your dog. Even if I don't like you, I would never wish that on you, okay? It's the most painful, excruciating experience to go through, because for literally 7 years of my life, I blamed myself. Almost 7 full years. I thought it was my fault. That I should have noticed it sooner. So, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Pardon me taking this episode. I'm just trying to stay calm. The thing that gets me the most is that there are still people that have the audacity online to say that not only am I lying about my grandfather, who passed away 2 years ago, and we just recently got his ashes, but every time I fundraise, it's not for me, it's to something stupid. Like, the stupidest accusation was an OnlyFans, which I'm not going to grill you if you have an OnlyFans. It's your decision. I'm not comfortable enough to do that kind of thing. But I understand if you have an OnlyFans and you are very comfortable in your skin, I applaud you for such bravery, as I might never have that. Okay? But to accuse me of fundraising to fund an OnlyFans is a bit ridiculous. I don't make any profit off of any family member's deaths at all. Period. If I do any fundraising, it is for charity. Like, good example, Victory Hill Therapeutic Horsemanship is who we're going to be sponsoring for our August 23rd charity live stream. We're going to try and raise as much money as we can for this amazing organization. They're not that far from me, and they help not only kids with disabilities, but veterans that are they're having a hard time, you know? And I also talked to a couple other people. It's still in the works, but I believe for my grandfather's birthday, we're going to do an Operation Got Your Six fundraising stream as well. That would be September 4th. And that is in memory of Keith Yenny. He started the foundation, and it's to help veterans, and I will be damned if I'm not going to help. My father is a veteran, so I would love to be able to help if I can. I just got to get more information on what he liked, because we like playing games that they enjoyed. Very good example, I talked to Lori at Victory Hill, and she likes, Smash Brothers, which I didn't know. She likes Smash Brothers. She likes games like that. She likes Persona games. Things that are streamed like that she can follow and don't have, if you haven't played the first one, then you're going to be confused. Like, I'll give you a really good example. Shin Megami Tensei 3. I explained to her, I said, you don't even need to play the first game to understand the story of this one. Perfect. Perfect. So I could literally load that up on my PlayStation, and that would be something we would play. But I'm going to talk to Lori more, because she has my email, and we're going to find out exactly what would be a really cool game to stream on August 23rd. But, again, I just want to reiterate, that's the kind of thing I fundraise for. Rarely do I fundraise for myself. The subathon was celebrating the success that I've had with non-serious narcotics. And when I say non-serious, I mean they're done in a couple hours. Meh. I'm in a comfy chair. I'm good to go. And it was me saying, I can do this. And I'd love you guys to join me on this trek. And that's how it went. And it was a lot of fun. It was 43 hours. I couldn't do more than 43 hours. I tried. But, I got plenty of sleep and had plenty of fun, and could not be more thankful that you guys were there for that. And I would really like the same thing to happen for the fundraising streams. But the reason, again, and I know I went off on a little bit of a rant, I just wanted to verify that anytime I do a fundraising stream, 99.9% of the time, they're for somebody else, and they're not for me. They are to serve a purpose for somebody else. Very good example, when my father was out of work for months on end, during the pandemic, y'all stepped up. And we wouldn't have gotten that $275 raised for him if it hadn't been for you. So thank you, and I appreciate you very much for that. I guess it's kind of turned into a little bit of a rant, but it's okay, because it's not going to be posted until June 1st. But I did want to continue on with why I first addressed that I was, trans. And why I said, I need to apologize as well. In high school, inadvertently, they didn't mean to. They're non-binary. I want to respect that. They didn't mean to, but a friend of mine kind of outed me as being gay, and I kind of had to deal with that stigma for 3 years in high school. Not in a bad way, but it was very hard to interact with a lot of people, because they had that stigma that's a lesbian, see her kiss girls. Stupid shit like that. And it's okay if you're curious about that kind of thing, but you don't need to make fun of somebody because they may identify as bisexual, or they may identify as a lesbian. You don't know me, so you can't really make fun of me. How fair is that? Right? So, that was eh. But it also kind of paved the way for a really good point. Now, I don't know how many people are aware of the article at the time, but in 2010, in Louisiana, a queer girl, she identified as queer, just so everybody is aware, a queer girl was banned from her prom because she refused to change out of a tuxedo. So they banned her from her prom. And so all of her friends threw her their own prom. And did not go to the official school one. Where she was allowed to wear her tuxedo at that prom, and it was better. And huge props to them. But it paved the way in that example where I literally said to my mom, there was no arguments either. No arguments. I literally said to her, you see this article? See what they had to do? My school ain't going to do that. I'm going to prom in a tuxedo. And she said, okay, let's go to the store. Let's do it. I rented a tuxedo. I looked fabulous, by the way. I looked fabulous. Which, honestly, I should have done that for my cousin's wedding. I really, really should have. I should have rented a tuxedo for my cousin's wedding. Oldest cousin. My oldest cousin, I look more like a girl, but it's okay. It's alright. I mean, I looked fabulous at my prom. I really didn't want to take the spotlight off the bride and groom. Come on, let me be serious. But yeah. So I wore a tuxedo to my prom, and everybody was like, okay, well, she's gay. Because when I was younger, I was a girl. Now, I want to address something as well. There are several people who have had a harder life being a trans person. And so if they decide, okay, well, my past self is dead, that's not me anymore, this is me, that's okay. Because what they're doing is they're taking all that trauma, all that hurt and that pain, and they're moving on from it in their own beautiful, unique way. And that is okay. And then there are people like me that, yes, there was trauma, but it's what, again, made me who I am. It made me who I am. So, I don't call it like my dead self, I call it my younger self. Because a lot of my family knew me when I was younger as Chris or Kristen. My name is Christoph Aaron Morton. You know who chose my middle name? My mother. My mother chose my middle name, and I had Christoph before it was cool. Just saying. Just saying. I came out in 2012. Frozen did not come out until 2013. They stole my name. I deserve credit, Disney. I had it before it was cool. But yes, I originally, because when I was born, my mom was going to give me my grandfather's middle name, which was Allen. And I told her originally when I came out that, she's like, well, what's your name? And I said, I that's what I did first. She's like, what's your name? Christoph Allen. So your last name is still Morton. Okay, that's good. I'm trying to kid. But what happened was she got the middle names flip-flop. My middle name was supposed to be Patrick. Joseph Patrick, if I was a boy. And my sister's middle name was supposed to be Alan. So I was going to be named after my Uncle Pat, in a way. And my Uncle Joe. Technically my great Uncle Joe. But it unfortunately didn't happen because I was born a girl. So I said to my mom, okay, so Alan wouldn't technically work because it can't be Christoph Patrick. That's too many. Too many ick. And she's like, yeah, and laughed a little bit. And she said, give me a few minutes. Let me see what I can do here because I have an idea. I want to see if it'll work. And she looked it up on the computer. She went in the room, shut the door, and looked it up. This is at the other apartment. And found that Aaron, Arrin, is the male variant of Ariana. That is my legal middle name right now, Ariana. Okay? Kristen Ariana is my legal name. Ta-da! It's going to change when I start to change. Because I feel that's the best time to do that. Okay? Bearing this all in mind, she did a little bit of research. It was, I honestly would say, about an hour and a half. Just to make sure she had it down pat and was good to go. And she comes out of her room. And I said, everything okay? And she goes, yeah. What do you think of Aaron? Like Aaron Carter? And she's like, no. Aaron, Arrin. That sounds cool. Would you believe me if I told you that's the male variant of your middle name right now? And that's how we got Christoph Aaron. So, like, the fact that my mom was not only 100% okay, I was so nervous to tell her, too. Those of you who are nervous just know your parents love you no matter what. And it's going to seem stupid sometimes with, like, super religious parents, but they'll come around eventually. I mean, let me give you a really good example. We have David Archuleta, who is, like, super religious. Super religious. Not kidding you. Very, very religious. He came out on Instagram, and the very first people he told about him being gay were his parents. And his parents were the most loving and accepting because they said, are you happy? Because that's all and that's all God wants for you. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a religious type. I'm not. I don't have a specific religion, but I respect people that do. Okay? So if you have a religious family and you feel like if I come out to them, they're going to kick me out, try it first. But have a backup plan. My backup plan literally was all set. I was going to go to my friend Tiffany's house and hide if Mom was really mad. That was my backup plan, but I didn't need to worry about that. I was going to hide for like a couple hours and then talk to her. Right? That was going to be my backup plan. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to Tiffany's, bye. And just let her simmer with that if I knew she was mad, but she wasn't mad. So, have kind of a plan. Like, in case somebody's mad, we don't want arguments going on, especially during Pride Month. Have a plan. If you're willing to come out and you want to tell those that are closest to you and you're so freaking scared, just have a backup plan. In case you chicken out, then you can be like, I'm going to go out for a couple of days. Or, I'm going to go to a bar tonight. And just make sure, you're safe. And because that's the most important thing. You're safe. Okay? People can be cruel, but it's not that way all the time. I'll give you a really good example, okay? Now, I have a friend on stream. You guys know her as Queen Mistress 23. She just got her computer. She's doing fantastic, by the way. I'm very proud of her. She's allowed to be out and proud black trans woman at her job. In the house, everything. Literally, her chosen name is on her name tag at work. And I had so many problems trying to get that, even just a nickname. Because there were like 15 Kristens at Walmart. And Walmart would not let me do that. At least the main manager wouldn't. My assistant manager, Lillian, would. She's like, here, put Chris back on. This way I know who you are. And that was no problem. But I had to take my lip ring and such out, and I wasn't allowed to say that I was trans or anything. But there were several members of LGBTQ that were hired after I was let go. That kind of pissed me off a little bit, that they did that specific. It was almost like a taunt. But I found out later from those same people that about a week after I left, they were let go. They were barely even given a chance to work. And I'm like, I mean, for a taunt, that's pretty cruel. But backtracking, Queen is allowed to be herself. And her parents are starting to get it now, where she's bisexual, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know. She's bisexual. She's fantastic. She's one of my close friends. And, they don't exactly get it. Like, her siblings kind of did. Her younger sibling, not so much, but I would say, like, I think there's a middle-aged sibling that I hear sometimes on stream that kind of gets it. I've heard them say it sounded like either they were older or around, her age. Oh, she's streaming. I gotta get out of the room. Hang on. And I heard clearly she's streaming, not he's. She's. So they understand. I think it's like my father. My father, because he was raised with different beliefs, it took him quite a while to get used to calling me his son and not his daughter. And I said to him that I'm not going to take any offense. And I'll tell you why. Because A, you were raised with different beliefs. And B, you're willing to try. And he started getting emotional. This man doesn't really get emotional, okay? And he started getting emotional. He goes, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no. Because as far as I know, this is the same man that picked my purple tie out for me and made sure my tuxedo was as dashing as humanly possible with the shoes that went with it for my prom. Yeah. And also polished my shoes, which he did not have to do. Yeah. No, seriously, guys, he polished my shoes at my tuxedo. I am not kidding you. This man made sure I looked as dapper as possible. I've never felt more dapper in my life. So, you know, he felt bad because he couldn't call me at first his son. Now, here's the fun part. This was a recent event. We were out. It was blood work, and this dude was just not being patient at all. Dad had to get his first, and then I was trying to get in the car, and Dad pulled up to the front of the doctor's office where I was getting my blood work, right? So he literally, this one dude was just not being patient. He was being an absolute jerk, and nearly ran me over when I'm trying to get in the car, just to get the parking spot next to us. And Dad opens the window and goes, "Are you fucking blind? You almost hit my son." And the dude is looking at me like I have 15 heads, as if I'm the one that said that. And I literally said, "I'm trans, deal with it," and got in the car and we went on our way. But that was the first time in public, because he it's not all the time, but on the occasion, Dad'll have really bad road rage. And that was one of those times where, literally, that dude did not need to be this damn close to hitting me with the car. Okay? You don't need to see your doctor that badly that you're almost hitting me with the car. So, he got really mad and said that, but that was one of the first times that I heard him say, "my son." I say one of because there was an argument that was going on downstairs. I'm not going to go too into it, but our neighbors started a fight with him, and so he was defending himself because they're the ones that started it. Common sense. I mean, I would do the same exact thing. I would defend myself. And the absolute very first time that I heard him call me his son was during this fight, and I'm not even kidding you. Because they said that, you know, she's up there blasting her fucking music all the time, blah, blah, blah. And he said to shut the F up. Told him to shut the fuck up. And he was quiet for a second because the way he said it was more intense than I'm saying it right now. My son streams on a daily basis, doesn't blast music, and he does what he needs to do. Maybe you people should learn to do the same. And that was the first time he called me his son. So, you know, it took a while, but in my opinion, it was worth the wait. I really do think so, because he went from calling me amiga, which means, you know, female friend in Spanish, to amigo, when he wanted to get my attention. That's how he started with it, and he then went to the Vietnamese male variant of friend, which I didn't know that was, because FA is female friend in Vietnamese, and he knows the male variant, which I don't know off the top of my head because it's been a while, but he literally started calling me that and amigo, and I'm like, "I'm proud of you," and he's like, "I said I'd try, so I'm trying." And you guys don't realize that for a man like my father, that as you know, tough guys on reality television like to put it, that takes balls. So I wanted to kind of address that. Pardon the light over here. I have my television on for when I stream in a little bit. Nick All-Star Brawl. Anyways, so I wanted to tell you guys that because it's not always easy when you come out in any way, shape, or form. Especially if, you know, you were way different when you were younger. It's okay. However you choose to come out is however you choose to come out. However you're most comfortable. It's totally fine. Just be you. That's all I can ask for in that sense. If you're scared, talk to somebody else first. Talk to a close friend. You know how Queen came out? She talked to me first. She said, "Look, I don't just have a crush on you." She admitted she had a crush on me, which is very sweet. "I don't just have a crush on you. I'm trans. And it blew me away because she literally was so honest with me. And I didn't expect that at all, you know? It was beautiful, really. It was just the one moment that she felt so comfortable that she was just straight up on... We weren't even on stream, by the way. We were not on stream. We were not on stream. This is before stream. She's like, I need to talk to you, and it can't be on stream yet. And then when she came out to me, she's like, you know what? I can do this. I can be me. I was like, get him, girl. So, I still don't know her name, though. She hasn't told me yet. It's like, as far as I know, she's got 3 separate options, and she's just making sure this is the right one for me. Though, if I were her, honestly, Normani seems really cool. I'm just saying, Normani's a fantastic singer. I'm just saying. Anyways, I trailed off for a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, now that we've got my, rant out of the way, and I've come out as trans more than once, and, backtracked and got all confused and all this, I want to get back on topic. So, there has been quite a few misconceptions in terms of, believe it or not, my sexuality. In the past, I have dated girls. And I'm not saying women are not beautiful, it's just I never had that, I would say, aha moment. That click. That you're my person moment. Especially not with my most toxic ex, which we're not going into that. No. So, I want to reiterate something. Now, I would say about 2019 was the last time I really discussed my sexuality. In 2019, I said I was bisexual. I truly thought that because, I thought some women were pretty and, huge crush on Ariana Grande, but it's like, let me be realistic, it's a gay guy crush. If Ariana Grande was a drag queen and that drag queen happened to be my boyfriend, I would be the luckiest man in the world. Just saying. But, I want to just clear the air here. This is me officially coming out. I don't know if people were aware in the first place, but I am gay. I am a trans man that is gay. And I want to apologize to a few people. and there's a reason. So, I want to apologize to my mom, to my sibling, to my Aunt Kate, and my Uncle Chris. I made up the story about Christian originally being a catfish. Christian is the name of my boyfriend. He and I have been dating on and off since 2015. 7 years. It's been a while. But, I made up the story because we had a very bad and very public breakup in 2020. It was really bad. But there's a reason behind it, and I kind of want to go into that so that you understand why I did what I did. First and foremost, I had nothing to do with the gummies that were sent. That was Bestie. And when she found out everything, she didn't regret sending the gummies. But Christian kind of felt a little silly because he thought they were gummy worms and gave them to his mother. So that's a little bit of a funny, so you guys have that. But in 2020, Christian lost his mother figure. She fought cancer for, I think it was 3 years. His youth pastor was fighting stage 4 cancer for quite a few years, and she ultimately lost her fight, and he did not handle it well. And his idea, because he was breaking down and not handling it well, was to push everybody away. Everybody, including his own family. So he knew the only way to get me to leave and like not talk to him is to pretend to cheat. He never did, but when he explained why he was doing what he was doing to Dolly, she understood, but she had only had, like, as far as I know, it was like a little crush, and he wasn't purposely acknowledging that like that. He was kind of using her a little bit too, and he did apologize for that, but he made it seem like he cheated. And he did this so that I would stop talking to him and I wouldn't be upset if he wasn't here anymore. And unfortunately that didn't happen. Otherwise we wouldn't be back together. But I just wanted to apologize because I didn't know what was going on until way later. But I was afraid to tell you guys, oh, this is the same guy I've been dating. Because I didn't want you guys to, be mad or think I slunk back or anything like that. Because I didn't. It took a lot of, it really did. It took a lot of time for us to get where we are today. And believe it or not, June 1st, we're going to make it Facebook official. We, at one point, and I'm being serious, we were engaged, but it was, again, the TwitchCon with all the, like, I wasn't at TwitchCon, but, like, everybody was posting that they were engaged, and they were happy, and in love, and I jumped the gun a bit. And I proposed to Christian on stream, and he felt pressured to say yes. Not that we weren't, like, we still, technically, if we were to get engaged today, it would work. But there's a difference, like, we don't want to feel like we're rushing. So we've been taking it slow since we've been back together. But I want to verify one thing. One big, big, big thing. Ready? Yes, I jumped the gun. But, he said that he wanted to marry me. Like he does. It's just, it's too soon right now. We have to get things settled first. And I think it's kind of neat, really. I don't know how else to describe it besides, that's so cool. That we can talk and really communicate now and understand. And I will tell you guys something. I found out from Christian himself when he finally went to therapy after his therapist, because at one point he was homeless. Like, he left home before finally coming back and seeing a therapist. And when he was talking to them, the most that he talked about was how much he regretted not only leaving me, but hurting me like that. And he didn't know if I would ever forgive him. Well, I mean, it's been 7 years, on and off. I would say yeah. But yeah, I know it seems kind of stupid, but for those that are close to me that I did say, oh, somebody catfished as him, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie. It's just, again, like, a lot of people don't come out because they're scared. I didn't come out and say, it's the same guy I've been dating on and off for 7 years, and, he pretended to cheat on me to get me to leave him, and it didn't really work. But, yeah. Now, I'm not saying that women aren't beautiful. They are. It's just, I am attracted to men more. And there is one more thing that, might not know. Well, I might as well just come on out and say it. My name is Christoph Aaron. I am currently 29 years old. I am happily taken for over 7 years. I'm a proud gay trans man. And if you don't like it, too bad.